Richard Southern is with us once again. And Richard, I'm sure this is a question we've all asked at one point or the other. Are we alone in this universe? Looks like we could soon find out.
This is really something, and I'm surprised this is not bigger news, but I want to tell you about it, Melissa. The New York Times this morning ran a bombshell article on the UFO phenomenon. This is the article. The New York Times reported that the U.S. government still has a very active investigation into this aerial phenomenon and that it will make some of its findings public. What we're going to look at here is video. This was released by the Pentagon a couple of months ago. It was shot many years ago by U.S. fighter jets off the U.S. coast, and it shows unidentified objects that defy the laws of physics. So this was released by the Pentagon a while ago.
The U.S. Pentagon has been studying this subject for quite a long time, and apparently will soon release some of its findings, which remain classified. According to a new report in the New York Times, the U.S. government may have physical evidence of, and we're quoting, off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. The government has also released footage of UFO sightings, including a 2004 encounter recorded from an advanced Navy fighter jet. Commander David Fravor is a retired naval aviator who once saw something he could not explain, that science can't explain.
But still, though, are they admitting to what we've all known?
That's got to be an admission, right?
Now, the article contains some jaw-dropping quotes. I want to show you one of them. It's from astrophysicist Eric Davis, who works for Aerospace Corporation. This is a defense contractor. The Times says, quote, he gave a classified briefing to a Defense Department agency as recently as March about retrievals of off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. Melissa, the paper also quotes current sitting U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, who said unidentified aerial vehicles over U.S. bases have exhibited technologies not in the American arsenal, and that it's the U.S.'s duty to find out what's going on. Aren't you surprised this is not bigger news, Melissa? This is huge.
Fascinating stuff.
Is it what it sounds like?
Well, it sounds that way to me, Tucker. I just, I never want to speculate what the government truly has, but I would say there's stuff out there. I mean, the four of us that chased the Tic Tac in 2004 will have attested to it multiple times that what we saw exceeded anything that we had in our inventory, far superior to the airplanes that we were flying in at the time they were brand new. So I would say, yes, there's something out there, and hopefully the government does have stuff.
So when we spoke before about this, and you suggested that the object you saw that you chased, the Tic Tac, behaved in ways that challenged your understanding of aeronautics, of physics, and that you didn't think it was likely that that object belonged to a foreign military. Do you think the U.S. government has concluded that this is not Russia, China, or some other country?
I'm pretty sure of that, just by some of the phone calls that we've gotten, some of the people that we have talked to in the government, that they are unaware of what this is. And I think that ties directly with the East Coast sighting with the gimbal video. And I'd be willing to say, just because I'm in contact with a lot of these people, that there are more incidents that are starting to come out, that people are starting to report inside the government channels of things that they've seen. And I think you're seeing it from people in the past, because it always had that taboo to come out and talk about these things. You're now finding people from the past that are saying, hey, I saw this, I just was never told to report it, or when I did, I was told not to say anything.
Yes.
So I think since 2017, the world is starting to change because of the publicity, because of the attention of the Senate and the Congress.
It seems our province is a hotspot for unidentified flying objects. Over the years, thousands have been reported for again, a number of years that have been logged, and some are truly bizarre.
No way, it broke a sound barrier.
I know.
Late one afternoon this summer, Kent Graham saw something strange in the sky above Winnipeg. Something he simply couldn't explain.
Your eye goes to it right away. It was like an orange sparkler coming down. The sparks went away, and it was just a globe of orange light that started just doing crazy moves.
Moves he can't imagine any earthly object duplicating.
It's unidentified, that's for sure.
And just one of thousands of unexplained objects sighted in the skies over our province.
Look at it, it's behind the tree. What is that?
It seems Manitoba is a hotbed of UFO activity, with thousands of sightings stretching back to the earliest days of our province's existence.
Picture this, 1792, that's quite a long time ago, and a lot of the West was still generally unsettled. David Thompson was in an area that was now around Thicket Portage in 1792, and it was winter, when they said that they had seen a mass of gelatinous luminosity moving through the air, and it actually approached them, and when it was in a few hundred feet of them, it dropped to the surface of the lake and vanished from sight.
That's amazing, though. So today is a pretty exciting day. I mean, Netflix just launched their Unsolved Mysteries, and it's finally available for viewers to watch. In general, can you give me a little bit about the documentary series and what each episode will be focused on?
Well, of course, we've primarily paid attention to the episode that has to do with the UFO sighting here in the southern Berkshires. But they deal with a variety of mysteries, from missing people to haunted houses to abductions, all the type of things that would be of interest to people where the mystery was never solved.
So without giving away too much, what historical mystery occurred in the Berkshire County back in 1969?
September 1st, 1969, a number of people had some very bizarre sightings, and they ranged from seeing a giant glowing disc right in front of them and then zipping away, to what appears to be actual abductions where the time was lost and they were somehow beamed into a ship. Now, there was a lot of phone calls into the local radio station right after this happened, but there was also a lot of ridicule that went on at the time, so a lot of the people just kind of kept it to themselves. It's only been in recent years where people have started to come forward and talk about their experience.
The New York Times ran a story a couple days ago, and if it's said to be believed, is that the Pentagon essentially said that those images that we were showing you are off-world vehicles that were not made on this Earth. So
yeah, that is the quote.
Just as Joe Rogan, who I'm not one to quote ever, said, 2020 is just getting started. You have no idea.
Yes, I'm glad you quoted Joe, because he did talk about this too. And oh my gosh, I mean, if this is what's to come for 2020, bring it on, dude. Because I want it all.